Let's bring in Israeli ambassador to the United Nations, Danon. First of all, your thoughts about this horrific attack in Australia, Mr. Ambassador.
John, tonight was supposed to be a night of celebration for the entire Jewish community around the world, the first night of Hanukkah. And unfortunately, we got the reports about the horrific terror attack from Sydney. And we send our condolences to the community in Australia. But to be honest with you today, John, we knew it was coming. You know, we saw what happened in Australia in the last 24 months. The anti-Semitism, the hate, and the fact that the government was silenced, complicit with those attacks. Only a few months ago, a synagogue was set on fire in Melbourne, and the authorities did nothing. And that's what's happening today in Australia. A weak government that allows radicals to promote hate, and then we see those horrible scenes of innocent Jews being killed, being massacred when they come to celebrate, to pray in a holiday, which is all about unity and light.
I want to play for you some of what Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said just a moment ago at that news conference. He says they're fighting against anti-Semitism. Listen.
This was an attack deliberately targeted at the Jewish community on the first day of Hanukkah, which of course should be a joyous celebration, and the Jewish community are hurting today. Today, all Australians wrap our arms around them and say, we stand with you. We will do whatever is necessary to stamp out anti-Semitism. It is a scourge, and we will eradicate it together.
If that is always easy to say that, but it's true, they found a couple of improvised explosive devices, apparently on this father and son, who they say are responsible for this attack. They had 6 guns. Apparently, the father was licensed in Australia, a country that has very strict gun laws. He was licensed to have these firearms. So it could have been worse. But with a death toll like this, you know, it is just absolutely appalling. And people like the Prime Minister and the New South Wales Premier say they're not going to tolerate any more of this kind of anti-Semitism, but it sounds like you think it's already kind of baked into the cake down there.
Indeed, and I think they will have to look deeper to what happened there. You know, I spoke with some of my friends in Sydney, and they told me it took the police almost 30 minutes to neutralize the threat, and we saw the video of the brave bystanders who actually was courageous enough to neutralize one of the terrorists. But where was the police? For 30 minutes, you know, it took them to take care of this situation. And at that time, you had those 2 terrorists on the bridge, you know, targeting elderly people, kids, a rabbi. You know, as of now, it's 16. And unfortunately, we are afraid that there will be more because many of the people are severely wounded and being treated in hospitals now.
The Prime Minister says Australia will never submit to division, violence, or hatred. We will come through this together. We refuse to let them divide us as a nation. There are indications that Iran was involved in some of the past terror incidents in Australia. Would you be surprised if Iran was somehow involved in this one?
Absolutely not. You know, I will not go into details about the incident in Australia today, but I can tell you that we know for a fact that they have been trying to target Jewish communities and Israeli targets in the last few months. Even my colleague, the ambassador in Mexico City, was under threat from Hezbollah and from Iranian Serbs that penetrated Mexico. And we all remember what happened in Argentina when the Jewish community and the Israeli embassy were attacked by the Iranian proxies. So yes, we have you know, the knowledge about the intention of Iran and Hezbollah, but you know, when you have a weak government and the penetration of radical elements into this country, it's a problem. In the past, when we had intel, we sent it to the colleagues in Australia, and we prevented some of the attacks. But unfortunately, not always we have that intel.
Israel's ambassador to the United Nations, Danon. Mr. Ambassador, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.